Hello, my name is Brent Reed and I'm the Director of Music of the Humberside Police Concert Band. These last 2 years has been a great period of uncertainty for many bands across the whole country. But now, as we start to come out of the pandemic, just like many other bands, we're in a position of starting to think about rebuilding and indeed recruiting new band members. For those of you that might be interested in that recruiting process or indeed joining the Humberside Police Band, I thought this might be an opportunity to tell you a little bit about the band and what you could expect if you came along as a player within that band. The Humberside Police Band is in fact the oldest surviving police band in the UK, and we do believe in the world. We were founded in 1861 as the City of Hull Police Band, and with the exception of a couple of periods during the two World Wars and indeed this last 2 years, the band has been playing continuously for the whole of that 160 years. The most popular misconception that people have is that you have to be a police officer to be in the police band. I want to make it absolutely clear that that is not the case. I've been involved with the band many years, and although I'm now Director of Music, I joined as a player when I was just 17 years old, and I did that straight from the music service here in Hull. So you don't have to be a police officer. There are serving police officers that currently perform in the band with us, and there are members of police staff as well. But if you want to come along as a member of the band, there is absolutely no need for you to join the police force or indeed be involved in working for the police force in any way. We support the Humberside Police, but we do that as musician volunteers. This does tend to put people off, and I did want to make it absolutely clear that that is the case. The band is made up of approximately 30 musicians, and those musicians come from all sorts of walks of life. As I said, we have got some serving police officers within the band, but the majority of the rest of us are teachers, office workers, bus drivers, many different professions who come together to perform music as part of the Humberside Band. We're a very friendly band, and rehearsals are relaxed, and I like to think quite a fun place to be. And as well as making music together, we do have a laugh, and we do enjoy those rehearsals. So maybe you're asking, what's involved if you decide you do want to come and join us? Well, the band rehearse twice weekly in our own band room, which is located in Beverley. The rehearsals run on a Thursday evening from 7:30 until 9 o'clock, and on a Sunday morning from 10:30 until 1 p.m. Not everyone attends all the rehearsals, and indeed we have some people who can only attend on Sundays or can only attend on Thursdays. So don't be put off again if you think, oh, that's a big commitment, I can't come to 2 rehearsals a week. Don't let that put you off. We do accept people have other commitments, work commitments, family commitments, and so on. And it's not necessary to attend every single rehearsal. So you're probably wondering, as a military-style concert band, which is what we are, what do we play? What type of music do we play? Well, the concert band is a very versatile ensemble and can perform all sorts of different types of music. So for example, currently on my conductor stand in the band room, we've got a selection from West Side Story, we've got a selection of the music of ABBA, we've got some of the film music of Alan Silvestri, we've got a selection from Les Miserables, and we've got some more traditional pieces, things like an Irish Rhapsody by Claire Grunman, and of course marches, overtures, and all the other types of pieces that you would expect a military style concert band to perform. But I like to think that there is something in there that everyone will enjoy, both audience and performers alike. Rehearsals themselves, as I said, we like to think that they're quite a fun environment, and we do have a laugh as part of those rehearsals. And during rehearsals, we also have a break. And we run a little raffle each week with a little prize, and there's an opportunity to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a biscuit, and just have a little chat with band members and socialise. So If you're in the Humberside Police Concert Band, obviously we do more than rehearse. We go out there and we entertain the public in our communities across Hull, the East Riding and North Lincolnshire. And we perform at many different varied events. Too many to list really, but just to give you some examples within that area, we will do, for example, what you would describe as traditional concerts. So for example, every year in September we go over to the Floral Hall in Hornsey and we perform our annual prom concert to a packed house there, and that's a traditional concert, 2 halves, variety of pieces, prom style finale with the audience sing along to things like Land of Hope and Gloria and Rue Britannia and all those sorts of things. So we do the traditional sit down concerts indoors as requested, particularly during the autumn and leading up to Christmas. But of course, the rest of the year, we're out and about doing all sorts of other things. So, for example, we do fetes, we do open days, we do events that the police might organise, for example, like family days and things like that. We might go over to local villages across the East Riding or North Lincolnshire and support their church fetes or their galas and things like that. So again, quite a lot of those sorts of things. As we are a military style concert band, we do undertake parades as well. So we go out into the community and we do things like the annual Lord Mayor's parade. There are 2 of those a year, which one is the inauguration and one is the Seafield and Factory Parade, which takes place in the autumn. We're involved in the Civic Remembrance Parade, which is a huge event in Hull, which started again this November after the break for COVID, but again we're involved in doing that every year. But also more light-hearted parades as well. So for many years now we've been involved with the Pride Parade in Hull, and we've led that on the last 2 occasions. We've also gone further afield as well. We performed at the York Pride Parade, and we've recently been invited to go over to perform at a huge St George's Day Parade over in York as well. But we do go further afield. We've been invited outside of the area on many occasions to perform at various different events where maybe counties haven't got their own band or their own band isn't available. So again, we've gone further afield, and in fact, we've gone out of the country on many occasions, and we have been involved in tours. The last one of which was over to the Czech Republic, over to Prague, where we played at a police event over there and had an absolutely fantastic time. Royalty, we've performed on several occasions for royal visits as well, which is something else that can be quite exciting, albeit a little bit stressful. So those are all the types of event that you could get involved in as a player with the Humberside Police Band. On top of that, we do record as well. So we've made several CDs in the past, and in fact we're just waiting for the mixing of our latest CD, which came from the live recording of that concert in Hornsey that I told you about, which we actually did last November as that was delayed. And we are looking at, in the coming months, putting together and planning a recording for another CD as well. So that's something else that as a player in the band you could get involved in. You might be thinking to yourself, well, you know, I live a fair distance from Beverley and it's going to be expensive getting there. If you do decide to join the band, then the band will cover your expenses between home and the band room, or between home and wherever the engagement is. We do that by asking band members eventually to become a Humberside Police volunteer, and of course as a volunteer you shouldn't be out of pocket, and therefore you can claim your expenses on a monthly basis at the national rate of 45p per mile. So that will ensure that your expenses, whether that be travelling on public transport or whether you're travelling to band in your car, will indeed be covered. So what do we need? What do we need currently in the Humberside Police Band? Well, we're always happy to welcome any woodwind, brass or percussion players, but particularly at the moment we are short of some trumpet players, some clarinet players and a euphonium player. That's particularly what we're looking for, but that's not turning away anyone else. We'll always take people along to have a play at rehearsals and indeed join the band. So if you're interested, what standard do you need to be? Well, generally we're looking at standard of around about grade 6. You don't have to have passed the exam, but around about that sort of standard will ensure that you're able to cope with the music that we play within the band. Your section leaders will look at you as a player and will assess you as we go through rehearsals, help you and point you in the right direction. And what we tend to do, if you decide you'd like to join the band, is we have a short probationary period where you're really looking at us and deciding whether we're the band for you, and also we're looking at you and deciding, are you coping within the band and are you able to meet the standard that we ask of in the Humberside Police Band. There are several ways that you can do that. Either you can come along and you can have a listen to us, so you can contact us and you can say, could I come along to rehearsal and have a listen to the sort of thing that you do. You could come along to rehearsal and you could bring your instrument, which we'd prefer, and you can sit in and have a play with the band and again see if you like the feeling of the band and what we do. And if you decide you'd like to start coming regularly, then what we can do is we can start that probationary period where you sit within the band for a couple of months or so, and then we decide whether to invite you as a full member. So how do you get in touch with us? How do you set this up? How do you start the ball rolling? You're probably watching this on Facebook or on Twitter, and on both of our platforms there's an opportunity for you to message us through Facebook or send us a direct message through Twitter. But also if you'd like to email us, which is ultimately what we'll ask you to do in order to get more details, then our email address is Humberside Police Band, which is all one word, at gmail.com. Humberside Police Band, all one word, at gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. I do hope that some of you will get in touch soon, and we look forward to seeing you in the band room playing along with the Humberside Police Band. Thanks very much.